Hi, my name's Dale Jackson. Many of you have seen some of my other videos. I'm going to make this as short as possible, go straight to the point. The Georgia Baptist Convention are telling all their constituents that they're not against medical cannabis oil. They're telling us parents they're not against medical cannabis oil. But their actions say something much different, because they are outright lobbying against cultivating medical cannabis here in the state of Georgia. All the while telling other people that, well, they're not against the parents and the children trying to fight and get medicine here in Georgia. But what are their actions saying? Because that's what's most important. So before I get into that, I want to take a step back. Where does the federal government stand on this issue? Because they play a major role. Where they stand right now is they have said one thing, and that is, as long as you live in a state that has made it legal to possess and to have medical cannabis oil, and as long as you stay in that state, do not cross state lines. They're going to take a hands-off approach. But they have said, at the very top of that list of people they will go after are people that transport medical cannabis across state lines. So I bring you back to the Georgia Baptist Convention, the number one lobbying group against our bill, House Bill 722, that are stringently fighting against 722 and, which is most important, adding cultivation here in the state of Georgia. So what are their actions saying? What they're saying is, well, you can just go get it in Colorado, bring it back here, take care of your family. Okay, let's walk that out. Biblically, let's walk that out. Because many of my friends who happen to be Baptist, they're questioning why in the world the Georgia Baptist Convention is even making an issue over this. Some would argue it's not even a moral issue. It's parents trying to care for their children. But what the Georgia Baptist Convention is asking us to do is very much a moral issue. It is asking us to go against our moral code of ethics. Because what they're not telling everybody is that the parents that they're encouraging to go to Colorado and get the medical cannabis and bring it back here, and then as long as you can sneak across the state lines, you'll be legal. Well, what about Colorado? Do you know that every dispensary in Colorado, when the parents go and get their medicine, they have to actually sign their name on a document that says that they will not leave the state of Colorado or whatever state that they purchase it from? Because then that dispensary is going to potentially have the feds after them. Because the feds have told them the same thing. Just don't let anybody cross state lines with it. So let's take this one step further. Many people would argue on a biblical basis that, well, the alternative is, well, I just send my wife and child to Colorado. Okay, so that way we don't have to lie. We don't have to then sneak it back across state lines. Well, many people would argue that in doing so, biblically, I have abandoned my wife and child, my family. As a husband and a father, I've sent them to a strange state by themselves just so that we could obtain the medicine for my child. So where are we supposed to go from there? On one hand, I have to lie and then sneak across state lines, or I could abandon my family and send them to Colorado by themselves. Not to mention the undue stress and worry and physical stress that would put on my wife to care for my child all by herself. What am I supposed to do, Georgia Baptist Convention? As a husband, as a father? You can't have it both ways. You can't fight against us as parents and patients trying to get cultivation here in the state so that we can do it legally. You can't fight there and then say, well, we encourage you to do this, which is clearly a moral issue. Lying, sneaking across state lines, or abandoning my family. What would you have me to do? So that leaves us where we're at today. And this is what I'm asking you to do. As members of a Baptist church, we need you. We need you to no longer just say that you support us. We need you to put that to action. We need you to call the Georgia Baptist Convention and request, demand that Mike Griffin cease and desist on lobbying against House Bill 722. Currently, right this second, he is scheduled to testify Wednesday afternoon against the parents and patients of Georgia. We're asking you to call the Georgia Baptist Convention and tell them that you no longer want Mike Griffin lobbying on your behalf. If you are a Baptist in the state of Georgia, Mike Griffin is lobbying on your behalf. Like I've mentioned before, my family, they're Baptist. Have no problem with Baptist. But they have actually called the Georgia Baptist Convention and asked them to stop. But they're just one church. We need everybody from the state of Georgia, every Baptist, to please call and ask them to stop lobbying against the families and patients that are just trying to help their children. We also need you to call your state reps, your state senators. It's extremely important, especially if you live in their district. Call them, ask them where they stand on House Bill 722. If they don't support it as it is right now, ask them why. If they do support it, thank them. I would encourage you to put it on Facebook. Let all your friends and family members know that your state rep supports 722. Once again, please share this video as many times as you're willing. We need it to go all around the state because we're about to bring some pressure on those that are fighting against us. We're not backing down this time. No compromise. Thank you.